Hey everybody, JR Morales here. What's up, Facebook? How you guys doing? Today we're going to be covering, right, how to monetize your tribe easily, right, by doing certain things. Now, I know a lot of people run into many challenges, especially when it comes to being able to convert their audience into sales, right? This is a big issue that most people go through, and it creates this kind of uncomfortable scenario, right? And it's not the scenario that you really enjoy going through. And before we get started on this, I'd really want to tell you today about the new class that I'm running called at moralesclass.com. That's MORALES class.com. That's where you're going to be able to sign up for a free class I'm doing, where I'm going to go over some of this concepts a lot deeper, and I'll show you how this is a critical strategy to get clients, get them easily, and get them without having to be pushy or salesy. So let me get back to the monetization. Now, what happens, okay? What happens with monetization is that many times when you, let's say that your way of monetizing people is to get them on a phone call, right? And you get them on a phone call, and then you may want to close them on that call. Now, for the most part, when people try to close, right, they want to keep a lot of stuff secret. They don't want to tell anybody what their price point is. They don't want to tell anybody how much, what their thing is really about. They want to keep a lot of this stuff. And then it becomes kind of this judo match, judo wrestling match that you're doing with a prospect when they're on the phone, because, you're, in a way, you're trying to convince them of something, or you're trying to manipulate them in some way, right? There's no need for this. There's no need for this, because if you know who you can help, right? And I'll show you more about how to do this in a minute. But if you know who you can help, then you don't have an issue with monetizing, because you're never going to run into a situation where you're talking to the wrong people on the phone. And let me explain this a little bit better, okay? So let's say, for example, right, that you have this group of people. You want to have a filtering process for them, right? But way before doing any of this stuff, I want you to have asked yourself the following questions, so you're talking to only the right audience. And this is key, only the right audience. And this is a question I learned from my mentor, which is a kind of convoluted question. But once you hear it and once you apply it to your market, it just makes your marketing so much clearer, because you know exactly what you're going for, right? And the question is this: if you could only get paid, right? If you could only get paid after they get those results, what would have to be true about your clients in order for you to take that gamble? Just think about it, right? What if you're not going to get paid until it's done, until you're done with it, until you finished it, right? What would have to be true about them so that you would take that bet? And the truth is, that exercise in itself is so clarifying. It just gives you so much depth and so much understanding of what really matters to your client, right? But better than this, once you ask yourself that, then you're only tailoring to them, right? And what that means is, throughout your whole communication, you can always say, listen, I don't have, if you have more than X clients, right? If you're already doing X amount a month, right? If you already have this and this and this, why? Because these are the qualifications that you put in so that you can actually help them. If you realize it, right, for the most part, you're not going to be helping people who are not in that, let's call it that strike zone anyway, or that bullseye anyway, right? So the first thing is that. The second thing is, and this is a big thing that I've noticed that happens to many people, I mean, it used to happen to me as well, is when you talk to people, right, and you're trying to keep away, like hiding what the price is because it's going to be big, and you want to get that sticker shock, maybe, or you don't want to get that sticker shock. It all depends on what you really want to do. But what happens is, what I've found works a lot better, and it's worked for me and worked for a lot of my clients. And as a matter of fact, this is something that I cover in depth in moralesclass.com, in that class that I'm going to be doing, if you want to join us there. But the truth is, when you are able to really tell your prospect, number one, who is it for and what's required from them, right? And that includes the investment. That includes telling them right up front, hey, this is going to be a $5,000 program. This is going to be a $10,000 program. This is going to be a $12,000 program, whatever the number may be, right? And then there's no fear, because by the time they get to the phone with you, they're already convinced that, you know, they're talking to someone and that they know what the price is. So when you bring it up, it's, you know, it's already been brought up. You don't have to be shy about it. You don't have to get nervous about it, because I've seen it, and I've seen it happen many times when people get on the phone and they'll be all great, you know, handling their business, doing their stuff well, and then all of a sudden when it comes to the price, it's like, well, you know, what happens there is I really want to take it to there. Listen, the prospects can tell right away that then at that moment, you know, you have a soft offer, or maybe you're not sure of what you're doing. I mean, it's just basically the moment where you stop really showing them the certainty that you have about what your solution is and what it can bring to them. So just take it off the table, right? Just bring it up at the beginning, right? In your marketing pieces, just bring it up. Hey, this is not a cheap program. It's meant for businesses like this, right? And you can get started for X. So if you tell them those three things, now all of a sudden, by the time that you get to monetize them, they already know what prices you're charging. They already know what kind of value you deliver to them. So immediately to them, everything you tell them is going to have a better perceived value. It's going to have a better taken message, and they're going to know upfront what you're about, right? And the truth is, you know, I show you how to do this a lot better, right? In moralesclass.com. That's my free class, moralesclass.com. Just head over there, register for it. We're going to do a session tomorrow, and we'll keep doing sessions every so often. The idea is that, you know, I'm going to show you, I'm going to preview you into a system that I call the ATM system, right? Which means attract, teach, monetize. It's my 3-step process to really be able to get clients effortlessly, especially in times like these in 2020, because it's a great opportunity that we're up against right now. But always remember, right, when it comes to monetizing, 3 things, right? Make sure who it's for, and that's where that whole question comes in, right? If you remember the question, I'm just going to repeat it for you. If you could only get paid after they get the results, what would have to be true about their business or their lives or their profile for you to take that gamble? Okay, that's what's going to give you clarity. And then after that, you want to lay it out. You know, you want to tell them, hey, here's what I got for you. Here's how much it is, and here's what you have to do, right? If you're able to lay it out beforehand and you're able to tell them that you're doing this and it's working, you know, with such level of clarity that you're able to tell them, hey, you know what, you know, my coaching program's $4,000, and if you want to be a part of it, head on over here, blah, blah, blah. By the time you get them on a phone call, they already know what the price is. So there's no weirdness, right? You can just step into it and be like, hey, you know, you want it, you know how much it goes for? Okay, that's great. Let me get you sorted out if it sounds like it's a good fit. Right? That's how you're able to sell without having to be pushy or salesy, or at least one of the things, right? I cover this a lot deeper in the ATM system and all that stuff, and I'm going to show you that in moralesclass.com, so make sure to go ahead and register now. For the time being, this is JR Morales checking out. See you on the next one.